Come on. Let's play Samadhi game. Yeah, come on down, folks. We're going to have the game of your life today. It's the game, the big game. It's the game that invites you to enjoy the fullness of your life. Yeah, right on. Come on down. Let's play this game. Come on. It's the Samadhi game. How will you find your way to that ultimate Samadhi? Come on down. This is a game you can't afford to lose. This is the game that brings you the bliss of eternity. That's right, folks. This is the game that's going to give you the love and the joy and the gratitude and the courage you always thought you would like to have. Come on down. I know I'm being really silly. There's going to be a short little ditty today. A little ditty of some mantras where we invoke that energy of eternity, that energy that allows us to fly high into the realms of nirvana. It all takes that little teeny bit of invocation. So let's start off with this mantra that's called the opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world, which affirms for you that absolute, incredible ability to be surrounded by that samadhi. Now, it's a game. How you invoke that for yourself, how you bring that into your life. Do you have a cup of tea? Do you do a little bit of prayer? Do you do a little bit of yoga and meditation? Do you play in the sunshine, or do you climb a mountain, or do you go surfing? Playing some surfing music today because I like the surfing aspect of it. Always have, probably always will. Need to get back to that Jersey shore and get some waves. But right now, let's catch the waves of samadhi that pour out of these mantras into your lap. This opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world. Come on with me now. Sublime I am, samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty magic. Oh, let me give you something to look at. Sublime I am, samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet, compassionate flame. Into and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego. Charging my world and all I contact with a tangible substance, living awareness and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters. Seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant one, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I am samadhi. Om. And let yourself have the opportunity to set your intention towards bliss and harmony and joy and all that's good with this Om. Om. Pouring it out upon the earth and saying, eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. You gonna come join?
Yes, but I'm making the kids waffles.
Okay, all right. Just say hello. Just get your face in here. Hi. There's that old smile.
Oh.
That same old smile. I posted a picture of her 2 days ago, and I said, yeah, that there's something I can't remember.
That old smile.
There's that old smile. That same old smile. And people thought, what? He's that old smile?
I'll be back, though.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give the kids their waffles.
Okay. All right, let's do some more of this mantric playing of the game of Samadhi. We're playing a game in order to find an entranceway, a doorway, the next step that you have to take in order to get to where we want to go to, and that is this feeling of bliss, this life that opens up in front of us with such dynamism and adventure that we just begin to realize that we are living Samadhi. We are living in the glory rather than in some mundane world of limitation. So let's break the bonds of limitation. Let's move ourselves into that great, heartfelt, tangible Samadhi. Let's use it. And babe, could I have just a glass of water if you don't mind? Thanks. That great, heartfelt, tangible Samadhi. Come with me as we give this decree. Decreeing the reality, the truth of our world. Excuse me. This is heartfelt, tangible Samadhi. O great Spirit, O mighty I am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, O heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power and fan the spark of that divinity on the altar of my heart. Amplify and magnify this spark by the fire breath of the whole I Spirit, into the potent God flame that I am. Oh, the shimmering funnel of life that I hear, feel, smell, taste, even in the taste of water. Thank you so much. And see within me. I choose this constant cascade of liquid light, actively receiving its shimmering directive radiance, tangibly and powerfully manifest in my experience. I open the innermost temple of love within this ebullient, celestial, cosmic fire. Let me go ahead and change that right now. I notice that there's a fire too. That's an edit that Marlena made as she walked over the keys. So let me just save that edit. Save. We don't know how many more edits are in here. I hope we haven't deleted things. Just wait for that ball to disappear. Okay. Had to get that yawn in. I manifest that life and light for our healing and regeneration, letting the breath, height, fullness, and crown of the solar radiance of the sun behind the sun appear. I stand forth. Revealed in and through me is the neutral witness, that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, Monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Son, conscious awareness, and we say those words because we're trying to find a doorway into this presence. And so far on this planet there have been these great beings who have exemplified these archetypical forms, the Pharaoh, the Monarch, the Christos, the Krishna, the Buddha, and we can step into those forms as well. Come on. I am the visible, audible, and tangible flame of eternal life, breathing the scintillating prodigy from the source of the root of my being. Liquid rays of light flooding my chakras, seated upon their lotus thrones of love. Molten gold of enlightenment, shivering as ascension up my spine, crowning my awareness with the diamond rays of attainment. Let's do the breath. Breathing out, follow the exhale up the spine to the top of the head. Breathing in, feel the softness in the front of the body all the way down to the perineum. And as you breathe out again, clench that perineum in a little kegel all the way to the top of the head. Feel that shiver up the spine, and again down, softening the front side of the body. Feel the strengthening shiver up the back side of the body. Come on, let's do it. Place the tongue at the roof of the mouth. playing the game of Samadhi. Find the key. Find the neutral witness. Let's go on with this mantra in the same vibration as that gentleness of the breath. As the white fire being of my heart, I dynamically emanate and transmit this audible, tangible, fragrant, and delectable and visible substance of living Samadhi as creativity and direction. I am a sun in the palace of the shining void, this temple a glistening world of infinite space, the process of my transformations, sounding the melodies, harmonies, and rhythms of the great solar symphony. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else but everywhere, forever. I'm glad to see that you're joining us, Kathleen, and others who are joining us live this morning. Welcome to Samadhi Game. Now and forever, we are entering into this Samadhi. We're playing the game of entering in. How do you play your hand of consciousness in such a way that it enters into this great field of Samadhi, where you can get to that place on the game board that says Samadhi. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else but everywhere, forever. And on this game board, it is everywhere, forever. I am Samadhi's palpable joy, tactile glory, and felt perfection of boundless being. I am that, I am that, I am that. And now you can say a name for yourself, a name that embodies something great that you wish to accomplish. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Brinkley, living super yogi brilliance. I am the master game player. I am this Samadhi. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Brinkley, living super yogi brilliance. I am the master game player. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Brinkley, living super yogi brilliance. I am the master Greg game player. Greg game player. An embodiment, an embodiment, an embodiment. I am oneness lived. Now, for just a few moments, take that in, really sit with that, believe in that, be true to that. Just for a few moments, we'll just meditate in there. We're just doing a little meditation here. If you had that affirmation, if you came up with the affirmation of the artist within you, if you find yourself saying those words, now believe them. Believe that you can enter into that realm. What would you do? What will you do now that you are that? I am that. I am. What would you say? How would you be? How would you share? How would you love? Let let yourself be thrilled with what you can do from this place on the game board, this place of Samadhi, this place of miracle. Gift given, gone. Believe in God. Believe in your higher self as God. I am that I am. Infinite. Everywhere. Forever. In embodiment, in embodiment, in embodiment. I am oneness lived. Well, welcome. We just have a few minutes. I know that we promised those young men back there in the back room that they would have access to the internet so that they could do their gaming.
I gave them waffles. I gave them their waffles.
Oh, good. They're eating? Okay, good. All right. Well, then let's go on and give another meditation here. By the way, we're listening to Lanterna. Their album's called Highways. And it's a great album. I always like to put it in when I'm driving someplace and just cruise with it. And we're driving to the place of Samadhi on the game board, so I thought we would play it today. Let me find a mantra for us to do. I'd like to jump into some of the violet light, the combination of pink and blue, this transmuting flame. We have Kathleen with us today.
Nice. Hi, Kathleen.
I want to find, go way back here. I want to do this violet light. This violet light, we'll do a bunch of violet light today, and then we'll call it ends to it as we finish up with the violet light.
Yes, because guess what? Snow's coming.
Yes, I'm going to get the Christmas lights up before it snows. We're not going to turn them on yet.
No.
I'm just going to get them up before it gets too cold and too ridiculous.
Actually, the clouds coming.
Okay, well, here we go. This is called Ruby Ray Power and Violet Compassionate Transmutation. Give yourself into this powerful mantra. Allow yourself to really feel the flow of will and of love. Come on with us. Adorable, I am Samadhi that I am. Let's just think of that great, vast, infinite void as being adorable. The great cosmic light, this brilliant light of 10,000 suns, 1 billion suns.
How adorable.
How adorable you
God
are.
is adorable.
Adorable. That's why we make him into a baby. That's why the baby Jesus and the baby Krishna are so adorable. Because we can recognize them in that place. But let's just think of the vast, huge, brilliant, effulgent light.
As adorable.
As adorable. That supreme ruler of Ruby Ray Power.
Can you imagine going up to a king? You're so cute.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The unconditional love of the violet flame that dispassionately dissolves, consumes, transmutes, and reconciles all phases of the wheel of karma in pure enjoyment.
In resonant formation with...
Go ahead.
I can't do this.
Go ahead. I want to hear.
Just
try. Let me hear.
Okay, I have to get closer. My eyes aren't so great right now. The ascended...
Let's hear this.
I can't. You get.
Let's hear
come
it.
on, really?
Let's hear it. Let's play the game.
Am I your comic relief today?
Yeah, let's play the game. Play it. Play it.
Paramahansa Yogananda
Paramahansa Yogananda.
A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
And then listen to the rhythm of this one. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Hans Baba. Sir Laugh-A-Lot. Saint Germain and Portia. Elohim.
Arcturus and Victoria.
Archangel
Zadkiel and Holy Amethyst. Omitas, ruler of the violet planet. The great cosmic light and mighty lords of the flame from Venus. Now just think on that. Just think on that name for a moment. Mighty lords of the flame from Venus. Who the heck are we calling to?
Well, most people wouldn't even think that there's lords on Venus.
The lords of the flame, the holy flame, the sacred fire on Venus, the planet of love, the planet of great
What do these lords
beauty.
look like?
They're beautiful. They're absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Do
They have visages that when you look upon them, you melt with
love.
devotion and love. You just want to love, and their demeanor is simply love, constant, everywhere, complete, unending love. And so we go by these names sometimes, and we think,
And Mars is complete opposite, the war, huh?
Well, Mars is not necessarily, yes, but Mars is Mars is power and exactness and precision. I mean, those are beautiful qualities. We can live in Mars as well as Venus. I mean, it's both of those planets are almost habitable. It's, in fact, at one time they both were. So, what happened to those planets? Let's go on. The hierarchs of the elements: Earth, Air, Fire, Water, and Akasha. And listen to these names: Virgo and Pelor. That's
Aries.
Earth, isn't it? Isn't that just Earth? And now Aries and Thor. That's air. Prince Aramis and Diana. That's fire. Neptune and Luara. That's water. Even the names sound like it. And Zeus and Tara. That's like this etheric fire. I fly towards the secret sky of ruby ray power and Vedic compassionate transmutation, and cause 100 veils of illusion to fall each moment.
God, I would love to hear you read Greek mythology to me.
Okay, let's do it some night.
Okay.
As Portia, Saint Germain, Claire de Lys, Lanello, El Moria, Kuthumi, and Namaha Chohan. We weren't done with the names just yet. There they are, some more. I say, thus far and no further, I release the transfiguring action of ruby ray power and the measureless mercy of the violet flame into the cause, effect, or recorded memory of that tempting and tormenting ego, including the fears and the desires of...
Well...
What? Tell me.
Well, since you're going to be stringing lights around, what's her name today? Our goddess of mercy. Let's do mercy and hatred. Not hatred. Mercy and...
What's the opposite of when you don't give mercy? You give
it's
judgment.
Judgment.
Mercy and judgment.
Mm-hmm. And the center of that is...
Center of mercy and judgment. Let me just write it down here. Mercy and...
Resentment. Mercy and judgment is... the center of mercy and judgment is understanding, right? Or what's the center of mercy and judgment? It's clarity.
But it's more than that. It's justice. Let's use justice. Justice.
Justice. Yeah. Okay.
It's justice. Okay. Let's use justice. So mercy, we've got some names here, including the fears and the desires of mercy and justice. It is transmuted and consumed on the instant in love and justice. I will it done by the power of love and justice. I open and charge the golden pink radiance of divine love and its most powerful dynamic activity into the world and all mankind, and into the world of my mind, my feelings, my body, my home, and all my spiritual, sexual, social, recreational, romantic, personal, family, domicile, dietary, health, medical, career, financial, business, political, and legal affairs. And now listen, what we've just done is we've tried to include the divinity of infinity in every single thing that we're in every single category. I'm sure there's many other categories we could name, but these are important ones. And so, and we don't want to shy away from any of these. Our finances, our business, our political and legal affairs, all of these. We want to have the divine justice, the Samadhi of justice coming through and bringing them into that resolution. So come on. All compassionate I am Samadhi, that I am. I am the eternal, complete, and unconditional forgiveness and command of all dual human ego created down the corridors of past, present, and future. Now just that now. Let's just meditate on that for a moment. The corridors of past, present, and future. It's as though there are timelines. And in these timelines, you can go back and you can see yourself in these corridors in different places. And you can infuse those historical, those present, and even future visions with events, just like we did with the different categories of life, financial, business, political. You can go past, present, and future, also infused with this violet light, this flame of divine love combined with divine will that will change your life. It will change your life. And as you go back into the past and you see an instant that was difficult, traumatic, whatever, you infuse it with this willingness to love. And it changes not only the past, this is timeline, this is actual changes. It changes the entire direction of the future.
How you accept it.
Yes, it's just an amazing, amazing thing. So here we are, we're actually looking at the past, the present, and the future, and asking for this divinity to move out in all directions and being here and now. All transmuting I am, Samadhi that I am. I open through me now that violet consuming flame of divine love and compassion. I identify and surrender my human self-concern in all my human self-concern, so full of itself, and all patterns, habits, and of duality, appetites for illusion, fears and desires of mercy and judgment. I dissolve and transmute them all, cause, effect, wicked, and memory, past, present, and future. That's all right. I replace them all with the fullness of myself, including justice. That state of perfect samadhi, held with full dominion, here, now, and forever. As the all-seeing I am Samadhi, my very own neutral witness and silent watcher of all mankind. Elohim, more names, Cyclopeia, the great divine director in Saint Germain. Now listen to that name, Cyclopeia. What does it mean?
I don't know.
It's the monster with the one eye. It's that God. Yeah, the one eye, that vision, that eye that sees everywhere in once, at once, through all time, through all space, through all categories of living, oneness.
Well, actually, if I just closed the one eye, no, both contacts are off right now.
I search the entire karmic record of all my past lives from that position of the I am consciousness, that cyclopic consciousness, that oneness consciousness. I'm searching the karmic record of all my past lives and its presentation in this life now.
Identify,
transmute, and transform all latent and or active returning mental, emotional, physical and astrological debts and patterns deprived of frozen children, such as, well, we can say that there's frozen children around the issues of mercy and judgment, seemingly affecting or influencing any person, place, condition, process, or thing I have wronged at any time, including all of my enemies, whoever we think they are. They are beings that are enclosed in these bodies, these mortal shells that have hearts just like you and I have, these enemies of ours who are trying to find a way to this samadhi. They're playing the game of samadhi in a way that's a little bit antithetical to what our playing of the game of samadhi is. So they seem like enemies, but they're playing the game. We're all moving towards the end point of yes, samadhi. So they're really not enemies. They're game players. They're also gamers. So come on, gamers. You're all included here. Even our so-called enemies. We're playing a game. And then here's this frozen child process, another game you can play for going back into time and finding a way to change those negative experiences that cause you to be frozen in time. I'm going to release those freezes and let yourself fly forth. All that energy that's frozen in a past traumatic experience is not available to you today as creative, constructive, buoyant, gift-given, gone energy. So Use that process to release, to be the master of your past, present, and future. Come on, let's finish this mantra and then finish it up. And then get out there and hang some lights. I am the full understanding and complete self-mastery over the causes and cores of these so-named conditions of seeming limitations, as well all seeming yet to be named.
By the law of forgiveness and grace that I am.
I see clearly into the shells of all dual human ego consciousness and its resulting situations. I am Ruby Ray Power, invited, compassionate transmutation, blazing through the cause, effect, record, and memory of these snake skins. Now, isn't that a great image? You're just burning away these snake skins that have like bound you and held you within this reptilian brain of survival. That brain back there. There's this technique where you can hold your hands. Let's just do it right now. You put your hands up and then take both fingers and push it into that part of just that little crux of the neck. Mm-hmm. Massage. Give yourself a nice massage there and feel the energy of that movement moving all the way through to the forebrain here. In fact, you can even tap yourself there. Tap yourself on the forebrain. And now come back and do the back here.
Don't give yourself a headache, though.
No, this is releasing. Oh, nice. And then tap again. Forebrain. We're coming out of that snake skin and into the forebrain, really, is what we're doing. Here and now, reconciling limitations born from fear and desire. That's that reptilian person, fear and desire. And ascending into the perfection of my unique I am presence, samadhi, and sexual essence. That's all right here. As the omniscient yoga of oneness that I am, I reach into the storehouse of my causal body with my great and loving arms of light, drawing forth 10 times more substance of life than was misqualified. We all have some, misqualified energy, that's called karma, swirling around someplace. And we draw forth enough of this samadhi, enough of this nirvana, enough of this love to be able to actually heat up that misqualified substance so that it starts to melt, and then we can just reach in and move it around how we want it. So it's not lost, it's reshaped, reformed, refashioned.
Fashion.
Of that life substance, I fashion a unique healing form of a sacred fire, a perfectly suited antidote for each shadowy shape, process, and condition.
Okay.
I send it forth this instant to balance tenfold every debt to every part of life. I give thanks. I accept it done this hour in full power. As the omnipotent purpose that I am, I dissolve, consume, transmute, and reconcile all karmic momentums of my past, present, and future, all distorted shapes of duality, doubts, fears, desires, and seeming forces of opposition within my own world and cross-currents of the human ego throughout the earth. I now cast all shadowy shapes created of the dual human ego, cause, effect, or record of memory into the boiling sea and consuming fire of forgiveness. Can you notice that get that boiling sea and consuming fire? Now, do you normally do you feel that normally as, do you have that imagery normally as forgiveness? But it is.
Only if you have like a bent piece of gold that needs to be redone.
That's right. That's what we're doing. And that forgiveness becomes so hot, so potent, that it can actually melt the dual human ego, reconciling, replacing, depolarizing, healing, and making art of the frequencies of the dual human ego with the eternal, perfect, ascended shape and feeling tone of the healthy, playful, and creative I am Samadhi. These last stanzas have been really potent for you sculptures out there because we're shaping consciousness with these words. We're saying that consciousness is plastic and we can shape it when we heat it up enough with the devotion and the fire of the heart. I flash Ruby Ray Power and Violet Lightning of Divine Love with all my spiritual, sexual, social, recreational, romantic, personal, family, domicile, dietary, health, medical, career, financial, business, political, and legal affairs.
As the omnipresent
void of eternity that I am. That's cuddly. What did we say? It was adorable. Omnipresent void of eternity that I am. I capture the brains, bodies, and consciousness of every individual associated with these affairs, producing that. And here you can name those if you want to. Name people. that are associated with you in any way whatsoever. The Motley Fool, the
what's the Motley Fool?
It's a group of people that I'm a part of. You know, I'm just throwing it out there. All you Samadhi gamers out there, that Kathleen online with us now, joining in on this broadcast, having a great energetic morning, flow of
Dante
love.
and Nava in the background.
All the people in our home. Marlena.
Oh my God, where is she?
Marlena, wherever she is.
I booted her off.
You know.
Oh, she's over there.
Now let's produce that purity, purpose, perfection, protection, and pointed direction. Now get that. It's purity, purpose, perfection, protection, and pointed direction.
Peter Piper.
Pick the peck of pickled peppers. I illumine them all with the light of that truth, dharma, and authenticity, and keep that light forever, self-sustained in the eternal glory and victory of that love. By the power, the activity, and the authority, the omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence that I am, the adorable omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence that I am.
I speak to the
untransmuted karma, and to every discordant or limiting condition, judgment, deprived, frozen child that would seek to repolarize and imbalance my dual human ego, including the fears and the desires of mercy and judgment. Now, just imbalancing the dual human ego. Isn't that interesting? The dual human ego can actually be balanced. We can actually have a balance of
momentarily.
Yeah. And so we can find a way to reconcile the opposites of the dual human ego. What a concept.
And it does happen, and then all of a sudden you think, okay, there'll be a knock at the door. There'll be a phone call.
It's all right. It's all good.
It happens.
Dissolve, consume, transmute, and reconcile by the ruby ray and the radiant light of justice. Dissolve, consume, transmute, and reconcile by the ruby ray and the radiant divided light of justice. Dissolve, consume, transmute, and reconcile by the ruby ray and the radiant divided light of justice.
I see you in process and
perfect now. My world is filled to overflowing with the balance, perfection, and presence of I am Samadhi. I strip from you all thou noble appearance of duality, all power to limit, harm, or disturb me, to judge, confuse, or intimidate me, past, present, or future. Now, sometimes you got to hold your hands like the presidents do, you know, and move them with the willpower and the strength. I strip from you, O thou noble appearance of duality, all power to limit, harm, and disturb me, to judge, confuse, or intimidate me, past, present, and future.
They do this so they don't point. They're not pointing.
They're not pointing a finger at anyone.
They're still pointing.
I walk henceforth in the quenchless fire of the shining void. That adorable shining void. And I know nothing. I do not know. And hence, I am free. Let's repeat that. I know nothing.
I'm not guilty. Yes. I'm just telling you all this, but I know nothing. I
don't recollect. I don't know.
Not guilty. Talk to my lawyer. Talk to my people.
I know nothing. And hence, I am free.
I'm not libelous.
I am now and forever free.
Isn't that handy?
Yeah, really. No, I tell you, we're playing this game. It's a fun game of Samadhi. We have to enter in. We joke around with it. We're playing with the words and we're playing with the intentionalities. But really, this is really very serious stuff. We can change everything in our worlds with these concepts. We can actually walk on water.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing that one.
I've got a picture of me doing it. I've done it. It's no big deal. You can actually.
You were running really fast as the boat was sinking.
No, I've got a picture. It's somewhere. I'll find it and post it one of these days. Anyway, I want you all to have fun and really get into the Samadhi game and be consistent with it. The more consistent with it you are, the more momentum you develop. And seriously, try to pick it up every day and give a few mantras. Playing the game, you're playing a game. Part of the game is how much you pick it up and how much you move into it, how much energy, emotional, mental, etheric energy you put into, and even physical energy you put into the wording, the mouthing, the saying of these mantras, so that they become real and powerful and life-changing. They create a matrix and a stability that if you didn't have them, who knows where your life would be going today. So grateful, Kathleen, for your joining us. I'm glad that you loved the game of Samadhi and the live broadcast that we give. We also have our archive broadcasts. For those of you who are new to our broadcast and are listening in, please go to ustream.com and establish your own account there so that we can chat with you on the broadcast. You can have your account and you'll get email notifications when we go live, because from now on it's impromptu, baby. It's all impromptu. There is no such thing as a standard schedule. We are beyond the date of the Mayan calendar ending. There is no calendar anymore. It just can't happen. We just got to do this impromptu. We've got to do it as the energy flows us, and it might be 1 time a day, 2 times a day. We might even do it 3 times a day. Who knows? It's the flow of that spirit within us, the schedules that we all have. It's going to gel. Somehow we're going to have a gelling together, and there's going to be more time that we give these. I'm going to try to give it, really trying every day now, to find an opening for a little bit of Samadhi game. So keep your eyes open, your ears to the rails for that oncoming train of Samadhi. I'll post it to Samadhi Game Tribe and to our personal websites, and it'll come up in email if you've signed in and you've activated that link in the Ustream, that you can then have them notify you when we go live. Go back there and see if you can find that link. It's somewhere there. And I think you have to press a button in your settings in your Ustream account. So check that out if you haven't already done it. Download your Samadhi game, Manifesto of Enlightenment, at samadhigame.com, and put it on your digital devices and on your computer, and have it available at all times, and work with it yourself. All right, that's all I have to say. Have a great day. Let's get a big kiss. Love you too. Enjoy the day.
I can't.